What's going on, guys? So today I really just want to touch on the topic of if high ticket is actually dead. I've been seeing a lot of people just constantly talk about, oh, it's not working anymore, or low ticket's the way now. And the problem is, though, and this is something I've been talking to with one of my friends, is that anything works as long as you water it. The grass is never greener on the other side. It's only greener where you water it. But I can see why people are saying that high ticket is dead. And to be honest, sometimes I've questioned it to myself as well as to whether it's going to work long term or not. The biggest problem that most business owners right now are seeing, and I'm noticing inside of businesses, is that first of all, the acquisition of attention, so like leads, they're becoming a lot more expensive. Attention's becoming a lot more expensive, and it's much harder to actually retain that attention long term. And I've talked to many business owners, 7 to 8 figure coaches. They're talking about how ad costs are getting way too high. They're not getting the quality of leads that they want, and that it just feels like a grind. The grind one is very underrated, but that's something that I've noticed across the board of people that I've been talking to, is that people are just chasing volume and they're getting kind of tired of it. They're pumping money into ads, and there's no denying that ads works. Ads are an integral part of bringing leads into a business. You can do it organically. Ads are a lot more predictable. They just work better. But it doesn't mean that it's the be all end all. So that's like attention's getting more expensive. Also, businesses are now starting to cut massive chunks out of their team just to increase profitability. Again, you see this with bigger businesses where profit margins are actually tightening, and because they're spending so much money on ads, because everyone's so caught up in the game of volume, in just getting unit after unit, it's starting to really stretch people thin. And with some of these big teams that these big businesses have, it's just no longer viable. And then the third reason too is just offers in general. Ever since the 100 offers book got released by Hermosi, everyone kind of misunderstood the topic of actually creating offers. What they've forgotten is the principle of under promising and over delivering. Instead, what everyone's done now is they flipped it on its head. They're now over promising and under delivering the results. They think that the bigger the claim, the better. They think that the crazier the guarantee, the better. And it's kind of sickening to scroll through my social media and then notice all these people making promises that I know they shouldn't be making, and then saying, or you don't pay guarantees. Like, it's just a desperate way of running business. And at the end of the day, it's never about high ticket or low ticket. It's about actually creating trust with your audience through your marketing. That is what it comes down to, because as long as you have that foundation of trust, then it doesn't matter what price your offer is. It doesn't matter if it's $27, $97, $5,000, $20,000. Like, people are going to find the money to pay for it. If the offer actually solves their problem and it's directly, like, it's specific to them. B, if they trust you. And then C, they're actually able, willing, and capable of joining and becoming a part of your ecosystem, then that's really all you need. And I can see why people are thinking that like high ticket is dead, low ticket is the only way to do it, but it's simply just because people, like, it's worked so well over the last decade, and if not more, that the boundaries are starting to get stretched thin, and that people are starting to skip out on the core principles that make business work. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm some kind of expert. I've helped businesses, I've helped coaches and consultants scale up, add millions of dollars to their business. But again, this is just me speaking from my marketing perspective, that you got to just focus on being real with people. Focus on actually talk about real things. Don't just make these crazy claims, crazy guarantees, and expect everything to work out, because it won't. You're just going to drive more of the worst people in. And this is what, again, I was talking to a bunch of business owners. This is what makes them exhausted, is working with the wrong people. If you're working with clients that you do not like, if you're waking up every single morning and be like, oh my God, now I have to fulfill, now I have to work with, XYZ, and you don't like them, your business is just going to suffer. And then because everyone's so focused on scale, on volume, they're just going to keep bringing in the wrong people because they have the wrong offers going. And it's just this exhausting grind. So again, don't get caught up in this sort of high ticket trap of under delivering but over promising. Instead, flip it. Like, focus on the core principles that make businesses work. Now, we've implemented a model that's been working super well with our clients, where, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's high ticket or low ticket. Like, everything works as long as you water it and as long as you adapt to the market. Now that people are jaded and sophisticated, you have to play the game in a more creative way. You can't just repeat old tactics that worked 10 years ago, 5 years ago, let alone last year. You have to adapt faster than that, because the market's adapting much faster than that. So instead, what you want to do is you want to implement the recurring clients funnel that we've implemented for our clients. And I'm about to show you what that actually looks like, because it's just been working super damn well. So like I said, so this is basically what it is. Quick recap, I've already shown this multiple times. Let me make this bigger. So ads are an integral part. Without leads, there is no business. That is the lifeline of business, of what it makes it work. And then dog whistle content. This is only if you're running organic. Ideally, you're running both, because this is just how you create a sticky ecosystem inside your business where clients just want to just work with you. They get pre-sold on you, and then when they pre-sold on you, they buy anything that they want. Going forward though, you want to get them into some kind of invitation, like, cool, they saw your ad, cool, they saw your content, but just because you have that attention, just because you paid for it, doesn't actually make it any valuable. Like, it's still completely like a waste of money, a waste of time if you're putting all this out but not capturing in any one way. And this is where I have this trust building invitation, because the time to action is very important metric to measure when it comes to people making contact with you, and then people actually implementing something. They're whether they're receiving a gift from you, a lead magnet, some kind of demonstration asset. Like I said right here with the webinar, you want them to get involved inside of your circle. So you have a rock solid acquisition system that only focuses on the people that you want to work with, not anybody else. And that includes, fixing your offer. The one thing I didn't, include here in terms of the funnel is, if I was to design this, it would be basically this. So, oh, that is so ugly, but you get the point. So the offer would be at the top. The offer comes first, then your ads, then dog whistle content, because you want to get clear on how you can actually serve your market and then create assets out of that. You don't just want to promise them anything. You want to promise them something that's realistic. But going forward, you have rock solid acquisition. You bring in the people that you only want to work with. Next step is some kind of demonstration asset. How can you start building trust? How can you basically provide results in advance without prostituting yourself, without doing a bunch of free work or putting a bunch of free time behind it? And again, webinar, workshops, webinar, live trainings, whatever it is, some kind of face-to-face, asset here. So now that they have content, they're just experiencing you, they get to know you, they build a relationship there. They now start going through the micro commitment ladder, going down. So trust building invitation, cool. Let me show you, how we do X, Y, Z. Join our, live training, join our workshop. So they join it. Now they give you your information, micro commitment. They're now putting their hand up saying, like, yes, I need help. I want help from you specifically. I want to know how you do something specifically. And at this point, this is where you want to capitalize on that information, or on that energy, because as soon as someone raises their hand saying, I want help, whether they come from the ad, whether they opt into, lead magnet or join a training, these people, again, are more likely to take action if you have the right systems in place to guide them. So right here, you got the demonstration asset. And then through that demonstration asset, you can lead them in one of two ways. Either you can put them directly through into some kind of DM or book a call situation that pushes them to the high ticket recurring offer that you have, or you push them to some kind of low ticket free course, because again, like I just said, demonstration asset demonstrates your expertise, demonstrates the results that you have. But then this right here is this extra step that can work for a lot of offers, and I've seen a lot of offers nail this really well, is they now give results in advance. This is a massive trust ladder that you're just building here. Like, again, you're not forcing people to book a call. You're not forcing them to come into your ecosystem. You're not promising them these crazy results and crazy guarantees. You're just showing them what's working for you, and you're showing them step by step how to implement them themselves so that they get a test of the results that you've created. And it just becomes so much easier to actually close them in. So once you get them through, either they'll jump instantly into a call because they just trust you so much and they want to become part of your ecosystem, or they're just going to opt in for that low ticket course. Best part is, if you do a low ticket instead of free, then you liquidate the ad spend here. And that's the point. You're not trying to get rich here. You're not trying to make your money here. It's just liquidation, really, and to create commitment for people. But if they jump straight to book a call and then high ticket, that's even better. Now, you see all these moats here. Let me explain what these are, because this is sort of the main thing that works for us. And what I've started implementing for clients is something called moats. So a moat is basically a pocket of pre-sold leads that are ready to take the next step. So instead of trying to convert everybody at once, which at the end of the day is impossible, but instead of trying to convert everybody at once and pushing everybody through the same sequence at once, you strategically push them through their own unique sequence that gets them micro committed to the next step. So meaning that by the time next week rolls around or the next month rolls around, you know you have guaranteed calls and sales lined up because you have these moats that you can tap into. So instead of starting the month at 0 and being like, okay, now I have to spend XYZ on ads to generate XYZ leads so that I can have XYZ calls and then whatever, have XYZ clients that turn into it. So then you can hit your KPIs. You know that you don't have to spend as much on ads to hit your KPIs because you have these moats that you can tap into. The goal with the ads starts to change from getting people from cold to, sold, basically, from cold to client. And now the whole goal is just to fill these moats. So as soon as you fill up these moats, you can tap into them whenever you want. And the goal with the ads, like I just said, is to fill those moats instead of drive people all the way down to the sale. Because again, this is what makes people jaded, sophisticated, and skeptical, is that they know all the tricks to the game. You need to build trust in advance. You need to build results in advance for these people. How do you do this? You don't push them straight to book a call because nobody likes sitting on sales calls. You just build trust throughout the process through the ads that you run, through the demonstration asset that you have, through the moat system that we've created for clients. And then afterwards, your offer kind of seals the deal. So there are 4 different types of moats that you can create inside of this funnel. So if you really want to count, the people that come from your content and your ads as moat, you can. I don't really do that because you don't really own these. Like the ads that you run, you don't own that. The content that you produce on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, doesn't matter. You don't own that because they can block you, they can shut you off, and you're done for. Like your lead system just completely gets shut down. Again, this is why we create moats, is because these are assets that you own. And typically the way we create these moats is through email, because with an email list, you actually hold on to these leads. You hold on to their information. So no matter what happens on the ads, no matter what happens in content, you have this information. I've had clients where their ads have gotten blocked or their accounts have gotten shut down, but we've still been able to generate results. In fact, I'm putting this out on my social medias, but in the last 90 days, we've generated a client $134,000 in revenue because we've been able to create these moats inside of their business. And they've shut off their ads. They have not been running ads for the last 3 months, but they're still generating cash. They're still getting clients through the door because of these moats. So if you want to be able to turn off your marketing or put a pause on your marketing, maybe because ad costs are too high, or God forbid you got banned and you're trying to appeal for it, you can still keep your business going. You do not have to kill your momentum because you're putting all your eggs into one basket. So going back to this, the first moat that you get created is people that join the webinar, and regardless of whether they watch or not, it doesn't matter. That's moat number 1, because now you have their information collected. You can push these people back to the webinar if they haven't watched it, or like I said, you can push these people to the low ticket or free course, or you might as well push them to a DM conversation or a call so that they can get pushed through to the high ticket offer that you have. The next moat that you can create is people that are in your free course or your low ticket course and they're waiting to get ascended to the high ticket. Then from here, again, you can push them to a DM or a call conversation so that they can get ascended. The third moat is anyone that has had a call with you. So these people haven't had a call, they've just gone through the course. These people have had a call, they've gone through the course. These people are even warmer. So this is a spectrum. So moat number 1 is colder, yet it's still a warm audience because they've gone through your ads, they've gone through your content, they've gone through your webinar or your demonstration asset. And now these people warm up with every single step. So if you want to create sales and you want more instantaneous sales, then your best bet is to tap into some of the lower moats. So like moat number 3 and moat number 2. But you can still pull sales from every single one of them. But getting back to this, moat number 3 are people that have had a conversation, that have had a call, but just haven't closed yet. Because again, what you have to understand is the 97-3 rule. 97% of the people that come in are not going to close. Only 3% of your market is going to close today, like right now, and that are ready, willing, and capable. 97% are not. They're going to need more time. They're going to need more funding. They're going to need whatever list of excuses or list of reasons of why they're not joining. So you have to be able to give them time to incubate so that when they're ready, they choose you instead of somebody else. And the problem with a lot of business owners I'm noticing is if they're not ready, they just let them go. They spent money, whether it's like $100, $200 on a call, and they just let the lead go if they don't close, and they don't even follow up with them. And yeah, sales guys can follow up with them, but not every closer or like sales rep or closer follows up that well. You want multiple touch points going on, not just from the closer, because everybody knows that, with the closer, their whole goal is just to get you into the program. Whereas if you have multiple touch points through your content and through your emails, then you're actually adding value. These people want to become part of your ecosystem. So again, this is a great follow-up system here that pushes people that have not closed into an actual high ticket MRR client. And like I said, MRR, I write this for simplicity, but the way you want to create offers is not the classic sort of, you have your fat upfront, whatever, like 90-day program, and then a recurring backend that nobody actually wants to pay for because they're not getting value anymore. You want to structure your offer in a way where you don't really have that many ascension programs. You don't really have it. It's just like one really good core offer that hits different levels of the market, whether it's the mastermind level or whether the people that are just getting started. Like, you want to keep them in for as long as possible. That requires you to completely to add value every single month, every single week, so that they're sticking in there. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. We've sort of helped some of our clients design this, but the point is they come in, and then the goal is to keep them in there for 6, 12, 18 months, if not longer. So that's what I mean. It's not just a back-end MRR, but it's actually creating like a system that retains people over the long term. And then I wrote here, moat number 4. So this is if you have some kind of like high ticket offer, whether it's a mastermind, maybe it's like events, whatever it is. Now you can sell people into that or sell them into something else. Like, this is just kind of optional, but this is basically moat number 4 are your clients. These are your current clients. So you can sell them other products, you can sell them other services. Maybe you have an agency backend, whatever it is. This is where you can tap into them. And this is the hottest market that you can have. This is the hottest moat that you have because these people have already spent money with you. Technically, if you have the low ticket course, these people have also spent money, but like when you spend whatever, up to like $50 or $100 on a course versus like $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 on a program, like obviously the warmth level is going to vary. So these people are going to be the warmest. So this is just how, in general, we sort of create this system that allows these high ticket businesses to grow. Because like I said, it is not about high ticket or low ticket or whatever. Like, the strategies are going to change at all times. This is our jobs as marketers, is to make these new methods available and make people seem like the old thing doesn't work. And it's not that old, high ticket doesn't work, or it's not that low ticket doesn't work. You just have to find a way that adapts basically both. But again, it's going back to principles. The principle of being able to actually under promise and over deliver. And you have to do this by creating a trust ladder, aka the recurring clients funnel, where it pushes them naturally through the process instead of forcing them to go through it, because nobody likes being sold to. They just want to know that you understand their problem, that you have the solution that they need. And then from there, it's just a no-brainer for them to buy into you, because they're not even sold. They're getting pre-sold through the entire process here. This is what I mean. These are pockets of pre-sold people. They're pre-sold on your system here. They're pre-sold on the results here. They're pre-sold on what they can achieve in the high-tech course here. And obviously they're pre-sold here because they've already gotten the results, ideally, or they've gone through your process. So if you have any other questions about this, just reach out to me on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to work with me and my team on actually like implementing this, we can either do this for you, or I will personally consult you to build this out, personally consult you and your team to build this out for you. Just, again, reach out via my social medias, Dan Bagniuk, and I'll hop on a call with you, see if there's anything that we can even do together in the first place. If not, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not even a sales call. I just want to get to know you and where you're at so that I can give you more resources like this YouTube video, or I have multiple guides written out that I can send over to you so you can make use of them. And then if there is a chance that we can help and work together and create synergy, then I'll invite you. But if not, no worries. I will refer you to someone that I know, or I'll just give you resources that can help. But make sure to implement this. Make sure to adapt to where the market is going, because if you do not, then yes, high ticket is going to feel like it's dead. But is it actually dead? No, it's not. You just have to adapt and focus on building trust rather than pushing for the sale.